Thanks for joining us on the CBN News Channel. I'm Charlene Israel.
And I'm Ephraim Graham. In parts of the Midwest, it is being called the worst flood in recorded history. The worst of it might still be upstream. Forecasters say many swollen waterways will remain dangerously high into next month. Heather Sells has the latest.
Already, flooding in the Midwest has killed at least 3 people in Indiana and Missouri after raging water swept away their cars. In Peoria, Illinois, the Illinois River has crested at a record level, 29.3 feet, and flooded downtown businesses. Along the Mississippi, massive problems. More than 100 barges broke free in St. Louis, colliding with a bridge. Across the region, residents are in disbelief.
I've lived here all my life, and I've never, ever seen anything like this.
We've lived here 50 years, and we come downtown to walk a lot, at least a couple times every week, and never seen anything like this.
In Comstock Park, Michigan, the high cresting waters devastated Bruce Lane's neighborhood, and then a second tragedy. His home was looted.
Everything in this home is destroyed. This fella just took everything out. Starting over at the age of 56, it's a hard thing. And what we miss most is our memories.
In Des Plaines, Illinois, outside of Chicago, homeowners are still cleaning up.
Came in like a waterfall. We were bailing and urging it down the drain pipe until the window burst. The basement window burst from the water and people parading outside.
In other communities, the race is on to fill sandbags and fortify in advance of rising waters.
There's so much work to be done, and there's not enough people to do it.
In Clarksville, Missouri, they're hoping the Mississippi won't come over the banks. And in Cass County, North Dakota, they're building clay levees and delivering sandbags. Even as some of the rivers are showing signs of cresting, the recovery isn't expected to come quickly or easily. The National Weather Service says many waterways in the Midwest will remain high on into next month. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Thanks, Heather. More information is surfacing about the Boston Marathon bombers and the motivation behind their deadly attacks. Officials say the older brother, Tamerlan, may have been influenced by a mysterious radical Muslim friend. His family says he gave up boxing and stopped studying music after meeting the friend known only as Misha. They say he also began opposing the Iraq and Afghanistan wars and turned to jihadist websites under Misha's influence. Investigators say he may have encouraged his younger brother to follow suit. Meanwhile, the men's mother is speaking out. She claims her sons are innocent and Misha was just a friend. Police are continuing their interrogation of Johar Tsarnoff in his hospital room. He has been upgraded from serious to fair condition.
Next month, Ohio's 4 largest cities will hold marathons, and for the first time ever, National Guard bomb-sniffing dogs will be on hand as part of heightened security measures. The U.S. military has some 3,000 dogs that provide security for events like this and also serve with valor alongside our men and women in uniform.
When SEAL Team 6 took out Osama bin Laden, they had the help of Cairo. Not the Egyptian government, but a specially trained Belgian Malinois like this dog, known as Gizmo. As you can see, Gizmo takes his job very seriously. He is one of dozens of dogs trained at American Canine Interdiction in southeastern Virginia. Other breeds include German Shepherds, Dutch Shepherds, and Labrador Retrievers. Like their human counterparts, the dogs go through rigorous training to protect our country and our troops.
We've got to get it right 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because bad guys only got to get lucky once. So it's imperative that dogs are properly conditioned and trained.
Paul Rusha makes sure the dogs are at the top of their game. Handlers train the dogs in detecting explosives and narcotics, on and off leash, tracking, trailing, and patrolling. The dogs are also trained in bite work and criminal apprehension. Renzo here is an 85-pound Dutch Shepherd who's now applying around 600 to 800 pounds of pressure on my arm.
It's got to be a very, very sound dog all the way around because the task it's performing is critical to saving lives and infrastructure, safeguarding American assets.
Rusha says mediocrity is not an option. He turns to God for help, taking time to pray over the dogs.
I'm asking for the Lord's guidance, that the dogs get it, that they perform.
One of the key areas of performance for dogs trained at A-Canine-I is explosive detection. Handlers allowed CBN News to watch an off-leash training session. In this scenario, which resembles what happens in Afghanistan, Coco, a chocolate lab, must sniff out a simulated IED or explosive alongside a road before military personnel and their equipment travel down it. The handler looks for a change of behavior in the dog. In this case, once Coco smells the odor of the explosive, she lies down near its location.
I've deployed a couple different groups of Marines, and I told them, they said, "Do you have any advice for us?" I said, "Yes, trust your dog."
What makes dogs like Coco so special is their highly developed sense of smell. They're able to cover a lot of ground in a short period of time to make a hit on a dangerous substance.
And to date, no machine on the market can match their olfactory capability or their accuracy. The ability to send them out 250 to 500 yards ahead of the troops to act as a buffer and an early warning mechanism. There's no machinery out there on the market that can do that.
Trainers at A-K9I say the bond between handlers and their dogs is very strong. Senior patrol dog trainer Eric Favetta served as a canine handler in Afghanistan. His dog also made it back alive.
There's no definite that you're going to come back to the fob at the end of the night, but knowing that you have your partner standing there next to you kind of gives you a little bit of a better feeling that you're going to make it home.
Dogs have been serving with U.S. troops for centuries. In the year 2000, adopting certain war dogs became legal. More than 300 retired war dogs are now put up for adoption every year. A fitting reward for dogs who truly exemplify what it means to be man's best friend.
Each day, we contribute to the defense of this great nation, and at the same time, give all praise and glory to God.
The Associated Press says hackers gained access to their Twitter account through bogus emails seeking private information. It's a technique called phishing. The hackers sent out a fake tweet that the president had been injured by 2 explosions at the White House. It briefly sent the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting. AP later confirmed that they had suspended the account and were working on correcting the issue.
Federal agents searched the home of a second Mississippi man in the investigation of who sent those rice and lace letters to the president and a U.S. senator. This comes after charges were dropped against Paul Kevin Curtis, who police arrested last week. Tuesday, they searched the home of Everett Duchke. The suspects both know each other and they have feuded, but they both say they have no idea how to make the poison and they had nothing to do with the letters. No charges have been filed against that second man.
House Republicans say former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton bears responsibility for last September's attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. 4 people, including Ambassador Chris Stevens, died in the attack. An interim report faults Clinton and other senior State Department officials for approving security reductions at the Benghazi facility. Senior State Department officials knew that the threat environment in Benghazi was high and that the Benghazi compound was vulnerable, the report said. The report is also critical of President Obama and White House staff, accusing them of altering accurate talking points drafted by the U.S. intelligence community in order to protect the State Department.
The Rhode Island Senate is set to vote on gay marriage today. Advocates say they expect the measure to pass, though traditional marriage supporters aren't giving up without a fight. State Senator Harold Metz says, quote, "Culture may change, but God has an immutable character." The Roman Catholic Bishop of Providence says a religious exemption does not protect those who oppose gay marriage because of their faith. The measure has the governor's support and has already been approved by the State House. If it passes, Rhode Island will become the 10th state allowing gays and lesbians to marry.
Gay marriage is now legal in France. The legislature passed the law after months of heavy debate and protests that flooded the streets of Paris. Opponents say France is not ready to legalize adoption for same-sex couples, and polls show the country is sharply divided on the issue. France becomes the 14th country to allow gay marriage, following New Zealand last week. Authorities in Paris are bracing for possible violence in the wake of the decision.
Coming up, understanding Israel, while young people are coming from around the world to learn about the Jewish journey.
Today we're on a field trip to discover what inflation is doing to our paper money. In this hand is a $20 bill and in this hand is a $20 US gold coin. They used to have the same buying power, but how much can they buy today? In this first basket is what my $20 bill buys: milk, bread, peanut butter, and jelly. And here's what one $20 gold coin will buy: 6 baskets full, worth nearly $2,000, almost 100 times more food, simply by owning gold dollars instead of paper dollars. History shows that the gold coins have been the best way to beat the rising cost of living. So class, the moral is that unless you want to live on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the future, you should turn some paper dollars into gold coins now. How and why is explained in a new book, The Great Debasement. Call the number below for a totally free copy. And that's the simple truth.
Help! If an emergency happened right now, you can have help at the push of a button with Medical Alert.
Remember when I took that fall, Mary?
Oh, yes, that was terrible.
Yes, it was. Help! And I thought, what if you hadn't been there? I ordered my Medical Alert the next day.
I can't describe how safe I feel now with my Medical Alert. You didn't know I was wearing it, did you?
Medical Alert is easy to install, waterproof, and covers you inside your home and out.
It helps me feel safe from fires, break-ins.
And of course, a Medical Alert. And if you don't have a home phone, don't worry. They have that covered.
There's always help at the push of a button. Don't wait till you need it.
Get Medical Alert for less than $1 a day. There are no long-term contracts. Order now and get your second button free. Call for your free brochure.
For your free Medical Alert system with second button free, call 800-575-8507.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hey, kids, do you love games? And do you love discovering things? Well, do ya?
Then you're gonna love this. It's the new free Superbook Kids Bible app. You can play games, watch videos, find answers to your questions, and a whole lot more. The new Superbook Kids Bible app. Free downloads available on iTunes now.
Christians and Jews came together for this week to stand with Israel. A night to honor Israel was held in Virginia Beach at Rock Church International. Dr. Pat Robertson was a special guest. He made a vow to God that he would stand with Israel no matter what.
We're here because we love Israel. Why do we love the Jewish people? Well, you know, I serve a Jew. His name is Jesus. He's the Messiah of Israel. My life is ordered by a book called the Bible, and all the books of the Bible, with the possible exception of one, were written by Jews. We have a Jewish religion that we adhere to. And therefore, we feel that the Jews are our brothers and sisters. We are one in the family of God.
The largest pro-Israel organization in the U.S., Christians United for Israel, sponsored this event.
Well, for decades, Christians around the world have supported Israel and those Jewish people returning to the land. But will the next generation continue the vision? Chris Mitchell tells us about one group trying to keep it alive.
In the early 90s, Ebenezer Operation Exodus began helping to bring immigrants from the former Soviet Union back to Israel. Now they're bringing young people for Engage Israel, a chance to experience Israel and God's plan for the Jewish people and the land.
My passion is to see young people getting trained and equipped here in Israel and then being sent back to the nations.
Andy Ernst coordinates Engage Israel.
We kind of pack their spiritual backpack with a solid understanding of Israel as of today, from the past, and in the future, and to go home with that understanding of the Bible is alive.
Getting to see the people, getting to hear from the people their story, and going to different places, saying things for myself.
They hike the Golan Heights, slap mud on at the Dead Sea, ride camels in the desert, and learn about the Holocaust.
It's been a brilliant time of study, as well as reflection, as well as sightseeing, as well as relaxation. But it really has opened my eyes to a lot of things I didn't know.
They also take on service projects like cleaning this churchyard, the streets of the Arab city of Jericho, and visiting a summer camp for Israeli children. They spend time getting to know what it's like to be a soldier in today's Israel.
Meeting the soldiers was impressive because they were really young. We gave them presents, and it was just incredible.
And in historic places like Ein Rhode, where Gideon chose his army. Prayer also plays a role in their time here.
It's not really just here to have fun, like we're here with a purpose. One thing that we've been doing, which I've never done before, is we have a prayer chain every night, and so we take turns praying throughout the night for Israel.
Last summer, about 100 people from 20 nations participated in the Engage Israel tour.
And young people would take it to other young people and multiply the understanding of Israel, of Bible prophecy, of our call as Christians to stand with Israel and to help them home.
I love this land, I love this country, and an understanding of what the Lord is doing here in Israel and amongst His people is very much on my heart. And I really want to see my generation raised up to understand that also.
And they focus on facilitating Aliyah. That's helping the Jewish people to immigrate to Israel.
How blessed we are that we can get to see that with our eyes, how the people of Israel is coming back to the land that the Lord has promised to them.
And what will they tell others when they go home?
I will tell them how great it was, just because it's amazing.
To stand up for Israel.
Come themselves, experience God here in the Holy Land.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Ein Rhode, Israel.
Up next, she worked for Planned Parenthood for 17 years, even though she opposes abortion. Hear why she did it and what caused her to leave.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
President Obama will deliver the keynote address Thursday at Planned Parenthood's annual fundraising gala. Cecil Richards, president of the nation's largest abortion provider, praised his pro-abortion stance. In a statement she wrote, President Obama has done more than any president in history for women's health and rights. Mr. Obama recently affirmed his support of abortion rights, saying he agrees with former President Bill Clinton that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. In his 2012 re-election campaign, he pledged to fight Republican efforts to cut Planned Parenthood's funding.
The judge in the trial of a Philadelphia abortion doctor has thrown out 3 of the 8 murder charges against him. Prosecutors charged Dr. Kermit Gosnell in the death of a 41-year-old patient and 7 babies reportedly born alive. They told jurors the babies were killed by Gosnell and his staff by cutting their spines. Gosnell's attorney has argued that there was no scientific or objective evidence that the babies were born alive. The judge dismissed 3 of the babies' murder charges without explaining why. Former employees have testified against Gosnell, acknowledging that patients receive anesthesia and labor-inducing drugs from untrained staff in squalid conditions.
Sue Thayer used to be a manager for Planned Parenthood in Iowa, but now she has a completely different mission.
That's right. She's fighting a practice called Webcam Abortions and helping to save the lives of the unborn. Heather Sells has the story from Storm Lake, Iowa.
In northwest Iowa, the snowy landscape gives no hint of spring and covers what's become a battleground over the rights of the unborn. At the center, Sue Thayer, who opposes abortion, yet managed tiny Storm Lake's Planned Parenthood clinic for 17 years.
I started at Planned Parenthood really feeling like I would be helping women.
For most of those 17 years, her clinic did not offer abortions. But that changed in 2007 when Thayer discovered that Planned Parenthood would begin what's known as webcam abortions at all Iowa facilities. The procedure allows a doctor to visit a patient via Skype and then push a button to dispense 2 pills, one that kills the baby and one that expels it.
The staff were, instructed to say that we can take care of that problem today, 45 minutes in and out.
For Planned Parenthood, abortion via the internet is a great moneymaker, and it's a great strategy, a way to utilize a small pool of abortion doctors.
They're having to come up with creative ways to increase and leverage the doctors that they do have who will do abortions.
For Thayer, red flags began to wave, and the prospect of overseeing these abortions became daunting. When she asked to alert doctors in her community, Planned Parenthood said no. Then came the discovery that she and other non-medical staff would have to perform transvaginal ultrasounds.
My boss said, if you are breathing, you can do it. It helps if you've run a joystick because it's a lot like playing a video game.
Another concern, Planned Parenthood uses the abortion medication known as RU-486, but it doesn't follow FDA regulations in dispensing it.
The FDA had approved, the use of these medicines, mifeprex and misoprostol, up through day 49. But right out of the chute, Planned Parenthood was giving them up to day 63.
Doctor visits are also shortchanged. It's another reason why pro-lifers across the country want states to toughen penalties for disregarding FDA rules.
The way that this drug, RU-486, was approved from the FDA was that it required 3 doctor visits. Well, that's very expensive for the abortion industry to comply with that.
Thayer believes her concerns and complaints led Planned Parenthood to fire her in late 2008. A short time later, the fine print on her severance package caught her eye. Thayer would have to agree to not speak out about what she'd seen at Planned Parenthood in order to receive her final check.
I had enjoyed, great pay, great benefits, insurance for myself and all my kids. And I thought, it's not worth it. We'll sell the house.
After Thayer refused Planned Parenthood's deal, her life changed again. Pro-lifers in Storm Lake began to approach her, and she told them about the webcam abortions in their community.
As I told them the story of how it happens and, the button on the computer and the drawer popping open, I could see the shock and horror on their faces.
From there, a small group organized a 40-day for life prayer vigil outside Thayer's former clinic.
I remember the staff coming, my former co-workers, and it was awkward, but I knew I was in the right place, probably for the first time in my life.
The vigil brought together churches in Storm Lake and united the pro-life community. Then, just a few months later, Planned Parenthood announced it was closing the clinic. Planned Parenthood did not respond to CBN's inquiry about the closure, but Thayer says she was stunned.
I have absolutely no explanation for it except God is good and He answers prayer.
The latest answer to prayer, Storm Lake's new Crisis Pregnancy Center. At its opening, participants called the entire chain of events in Storm Lake a modern-day miracle.
I just remember praying, Lord, just close this place and put a place of life here.
There were people that would stop on the road and just come and pray. They weren't even part of it, and they would just say, can we pray? And we'd say, sure.
It's a lot that's happened in a short amount of time. And just, I think that it's just answered prayers.
While Planned Parenthood has told workers it plans to implement webcam abortions nationwide, so far they're only offered in Iowa and Minnesota. 4 states currently ban the practice, and 6 are considering regulations to limit the use of RU 486. Reporting in Iowa, Heather Sells, CBN News.
God bless Sue Thayer. Wonderful story, powerful testimony.
And a community praying.
Definitely.
Indeed.
Prayer changes things
It
and
does.
people.
You got it. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
When you're driving along and your cell phone rings, do your eyes instantly go off the road? Then you need to get a grip. Hi, David Jones here with the new GripGo, the most versatile hands-free mount that will instantly grip any phone for safe driving. Just attach the suction cup to your windshield or dash, and GripGo grabs your phone ultra fast. Then it peels right off. And don't worry, there's no sticky residue left behind. The 360-degree pivoting mount allows you to always get the perfect viewing angle. It's even strong enough to grab and hold this expensive smartphone out the window. Yet it comes right off with ease. That's the advantage of GripGo. You can get the amazing GripGo with dashboard mount for only $14.95. We'll send you a second kit free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Get 2 complete GripGo systems for just $14.95.
To order GripGo for $14.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-5259 or order online at getgripgo.com.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $19 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Ephraim, this is really interesting. A new health craze is leaving patients with welts.
It is called cupping. It's an ancient therapy believed to relieve tension and improve circulation. But cupping doesn't just target physical pain. Some say it can even help fertility and emotional well-being. And as for its effectiveness, doctors say the jury's still out.
When the cup is placed upon the skin, the suction causes the blood vessels to dilate or to open up to get blood to flow there. Generally, cupping is considered very safe, although better design studies still need to be done to make more of a conclusive statement.
Stars like Gwyneth Paltrow, Jessica Simpson, and Victoria Beckham swear by the practice. Clients say cupping does not hurt. It feels just like a little pinch. Doesn't look like that, though. It
looks painful to me,
no thanks.
Ephraim. I'm sorry.
No thanks.
No thanks. We'll decline. That's going to do it for the CBN News Channel.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.
If you had a choice between going bald and a full head of hair, which would you choose? Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
Yes!
You wash it, you cut it. It's your own real, naturally growing hair. When it comes to hair restoration, no one in the world has more experience than Bosley. The results look completely natural and are affordable on nearly any budget. But the entire process can't be explained in 60 brief seconds. So to find out more about this clinically proven and permanent solution to hair loss, call now to receive your free no-obligation information kit. It'll answer all of your questions about hair loss and hair restoration. Plus, we'll also send you this $250 gift certificate just for calling. Every day you wait, you're losing more hair. So don't put it off any longer. You owe it to yourself to find out the facts. Choose hair. Choose Bosley.
Call 800-868-9957. That's 800-868-9957.
Introducing the CBN Bible from CBN.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. all the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.